Hello, Morongo Basin, and listeners around the world online at Z107.7 FM.com. Here is the Z107.7 Local news for Tuesday, December 2nd, 2025. A vehicle stop in Yucca Valley led to 2 arrests for alleged weapons and narcotics violations. On Thursday at around 10:30 p.m., San Bernardino County Sheriff's deputies say they conducted a traffic stop on a vehicle near Border Avenue and Post Road in Joshua Tree. Deputies identified the driver as Ronald Sartain, a 39-year-old resident of Yucca Valley, who was found to be on felony probation. The passenger was identified as James Gagnon, a 47-year-old resident of Yucca Valley, and a convicted felon. Deputies say they searched the vehicle and found a loaded handgun, high-capacity magazines, and ammunition. They also say that methamphetamine and drug paraphernalia was found in Gagnon's personal property. Both were taken into custody at the scene. Ronald Sartain was arrested for investigation into parole violations and is being held at the West Valley Detention Center without bail. James Gagnon was arrested for investigation into possession of a controlled substance while armed, being a felon in possession of a weapon, and being a prohibited person in possession of ammunition, and has been released on bail. A man was arrested for investigation into drugs after allegedly leading deputies on a pursuit through Yucca Valley. On Wednesday at around 3:45 p.m., San Bernardino County Sheriff's deputies say they attempted to stop a vehicle for code violations near Sage Avenue and Hanley Road in Yucca Valley. Deputies say the driver, Frank Brown, a 43-year-old resident of Yucca Valley, did not pull over and fled with disregard for public safety. Deputies say Brown eventually pulled over and was found to be in possession of a controlled substance. Frank Brown was arrested for investigation into felony evading, possession of a controlled substance, and has been released on bail. The west entrance to Joshua Tree National Park will be fully closed starting tomorrow through Saturday, December 6th, for construction. Park Boulevard will also be closed to vehicle traffic on December 5th from the west entrance into Quail Springs picnic area. The closure includes the Maze Loop and Bigfoot Trailhead parking areas. Visitors may not drive to or park at these trailheads during the closure, but all other park roads are expected to remain open. Visitors may enter or exit the park using the north entrance station at 29 Palms or the Cottonwood entrance at the park's southern boundary. The new west entrance is in its final construction phase, and Joshua Tree National Park Superintendent Jane Rogers says that they look forward to welcoming visitors at the new entrance booth soon. The new west entrance in Joshua Tree is located about a half-mile inside the park and will have 4 fee booths, 2 inbound lanes, 1 outbound lane, and a bypass lane in both directions. You can see construction status and photos of the entrance booth at a link at this story at our website, Z107.7 FM.com. If you are a 29 Palms resident and have been struggling with the idea of home ownership, a workshop being held this Friday may provide some solutions. Online news editor Robert Hayden has more.
An affordable housing education session is being held this Friday at 29 Palms City Hall, put on by Councilmember April Ramirez and the nonprofit Neighborhood Partnership Housing Solutions, or NPHS. April Ramirez is a member of the 29 Palms City Council Housing and Homeless Subcommittee, and the NPHS says it builds resilient, thriving communities through housing and financial solutions for underserved individuals or families. The nonprofit and its affiliates can provide up to $200,000 in down payment assistance towards a new home or ADU. The organization also provides assistance and programs in foreclosure prevention, home remodeling, small business loans, closing cost grants, solar upgrades for existing homes, and financial wellness and education courses. The event is free and dinner will be served as well, along with a kids craft corner hosted by Earth and Easel, so bringing the entire family is an option. It takes place this Friday from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. at 29 Palms City Hall. There's also the opportunity to attend remotely via Zoom. We'll have links to the remote attendance options as well as the Eventbrite link to reserve your spot. That's all at this story on our website, Z107.7 FM.com. Reporting for Z107.7 News, I'm Robert Hayden.
The Redlands Artlands Creative announces Reach, an environmentally focused, community-based, work-only artist residency program taking place in Big Morongo Canyon Preserve. Applications are open until December 14th. Reporter Gabriel Hart spoke to Danielle Wallace about how this program was started and how artists can apply.
The program REACH, which stands for Regional Eco Arts Community Hub, employs artists as catalysts for creative action, offering them the opportunity to explore regional environmental issues and share their insights through community-centered creative programming. Selected artists will develop workshops and public events that strengthen connections between neighbors, the natural world, and the place we call home. I asked REACH project director Danielle Gudici-Wallace how she came up with the idea for the program.
This whole thing started about 2020. I was walking around during pandemic, looking at fallow park spaces and thinking, oh, we need an artist residency program here that also deals with ecological issues, because there was so much pollution, people were out more, and there was like a lot of trash being sort of strewn around. Fast forward to 2024, a grant came up called Arts in California Parks, and they had a planning grant and an implementation grant. We applied through the Artlands for a planning grant, and we did a bunch of community engagement. We worked with a number of different partners, so University of Redlands, Inland Empire Resource Conservation District, the Redlands Conservancy, Inlandia Institute, so a number of different partners to come up with the plan and to talk to the community about where. And since I was working with Artlands at that point, they are fiscal sponsors for La Matadora. So we had the idea to expand it into the Morongo Basin. So we talked to La Matadora and we approached Kevin Wong at Big Morongo Canyon Preserve about the program, and they were open to it. End of 2024, we applied for the implementation grant, and we received the grant to do the project in Redlands and in Big Morongo Canyon.
Applications are open now to December 14th, 2025. All artistic mediums and creative disciplines are accepted, including visual, literary, and performing arts. REACH will select 4 artists and 4 writers for 1-month work-only residencies scheduled from March to June 2026. Residents will be provided with a $700 a week stipend and a work-only studio for 4 weeks. No living accommodations will be provided. Selected artists will, as a part of the residency, develop and host 2 public-facing arts activities that engage the community in local environmental issues. Activities may range from workshops to performances, bringing free and accessible arts programming to California parks while promoting environmental awareness and building community connection. For more program highlights and a link to apply, please visit the story at Z107.7 Reporting for Z107.7 News, I'm Gabriel Hart.
And finally, the city of 29 Palms is holding their annual holiday festival today, brought to the community in part from the Boladium Family Fun Center. The city's event is today at Freedom Plaza. You can expect shopping, food vendors, live entertainment, and photos with Santa at 5 p.m. The holiday light parade begins at 6 p.m., which will be followed by the city's tree lighting ceremony. That's our local news. Hear local news 7 times a day, 7 days a week at 7, 8, 9, noon, 4, 5, and 6. If you hear about news happening, let us know. Email us at tips@z1077fm.com. Reporting for the Morongo Basin News Leader, the award-winning Z107.7 Local News, I'm News Director Jeff Harmatz.